Stuff just got tall enough it flattened. But it's still pretty green and lush. Unfortunately, it's laying down though. We got quite a bit of grass. Got a few more days down through here, at least 6 or so. I still have access to go back over here, but this is my water setup. Everything's temporary, and I pump it out of, I just fill it, you know, at least once a day you gotta fill it, and it's usually takes about 100 gallons. That's a 150 gallon tank, but you can see it's cracked up a little bit. But they drink about 100 gallons a day, and I can fit both those tanks are 350 gallons apiece, so it's about, usually I get at least 6 days out of it at this time of year. In the dead of summer, you might be only like 4 days, maybe 5, but it depends on how hot it is. But they're not drinking a ton of water right now. But this is the way we do it here. It might not be the right way, but we move them every day. So they had 4 days on this rectangle, and I just let them through. So I rolled these reels up. I just opened this gate from there to there, and then they can come into this. Just past where the farthest cow is the other fence, and then the fence is right here. So it's like a little, might be about a half an acre. And then I'll leave them on this probably for a day and a half. So late tomorrow evening, I'll move them to the next piece, which is just over that hill. And to get me over to that hedgerow, it's probably 2 more days. So once I move them that way, I'll close this gate back up. But right now they can still come back across if they want to go back over that way. And during the summertime, I wouldn't do that. But this time of year, I'm not coming back up here again probably until at least April. So if they overgraze a little bit here and there, I mean, it's got so much time to recover, it'll be fine. Plus the winter freeze and everything. And I will, the landowner and I have an agreement that this time of year I get the whole farm brush hogged at least once. So if like this, I haven't brush hogged all year, and you can see like some of this has got quite a bit of weeds in it, but I didn't brush hog this at all this year. This bottom corner, I've brush hogged this other part of the field, but so I'll go as I'm on my way down to the bottom, and then through those woods is my fields on my home farm. I will brush hog this on my way out, just so that everything's clipped and nice and pretty for them. And then in the springtime, it'll all green up really nice, and not have any brown stuff sticking up. So it just makes it look clean, and that was the agreement that we came to, and that's part of the agreement on top of paying a little bit of rent. So, but yeah, everything's temporary. That's the key, temporary, and you can move it around and do anything you want with it. That's probably about full now. Yep. So it's full now. It's probably gonna leak a little bit. And this one's got a valve on it. And I just kind of throw it in there. So just loop it in. And this tank doesn't have a valve. So I just tuck the hose up on top. Just kind of tuck it in there so it snaps in there. And that's it. And now that's enough water for all day tomorrow. And tomorrow evening when I move them over there, they'll be able to still come back across this. So the next 3 days, they'll be able to come back across what they were already in. Just like I'm doing over there. I'm still letting them go back there. The water and all the feed is over here, so I really don't expect them to go over there. But what's nice about that is, you know, tomorrow night it's more than 24 hours, and these cows are usually, they're used to moving every 24-hour increments. So by tomorrow evening, they might start wandering back over that way just because they're getting kind of antsy. You know, they're a little herd, and they've been trained at this point to be moved every day. So they're going to expect that. They're going to expect to be moved every day. So they're very trainable. And that's the nice part about grazing them this way, and you're interacting with them every day. And then plus all you are to them is just a fresh food source. So it kind of changes the relationship where you can call the cows to you when you move them, as compared to if you just set stock graze and throw cows out on a field for a whole year. They're basically wild animals because they've never interacted with a human being before. And that's where you hear the crazy stories of people trying to load beefers onto trailers, and they're freaking knocking the corrals all down. They're going all crazy. These guys, I can load them, and I've done it before. I've had the cattle trailer right here in the field with this soft wire, and you call them, and you can get them to walk right on the trailer, and then you close the door. But it's because you've changed the mentality where, one, they're not afraid of you, but two, you're their best buddy because you're giving them this fresh green grass every day. So they become pets. But she looks awesome. That's a Devon Semitol cross. She was born in the spring, so late May, if I remember right, or May, right around May, she was born. So it's crazy how big they got this summer. So she's, 6-8 months old. But she'll definitely go into heat in the springtime. I mean, with how well she grew up and grew out. These are dairy crosses, which a couple more years we'll have them weeded out, but we're still kind of growing the herd, and that was a cheap and easy way to start. So they were like $100 or whatever, $80 when they were calves or so. So we had 6 of them originally, and they've all spit out pretty good calves. Like that's her calf. He was born in August. He's a little steer. And then these are the Devons. These are red Devons, which are actually a tri breed, so they're actually milking Devons, but you can use them for oxen. They were a tri breed. It's believed that they came with Christopher Columbus, but they were good beef, oxen, and milking cows. And obviously I'm just using it for beef, and I am not a fan of the horns whatsoever. But because that is a purebred and actually a registered animal, we kept the horns on to keep them intact. But I do not like horns. I will say though, when it's competition mode, horns are a heck of a strategy because nobody wants to mess with the cow for good clover or something. If she's got good horns on her head, they don't even come near her. So it's pretty good little defense. But that's why I'm not into that. And another couple calves will probably get rid of these two, because I don't. Luckily the calves they've spit out, it's been 50-50. if they're polled or not, and polled means whether they have horns or not. Like all of the beef cows nowadays and dairy cows are bred with no horns, so they're polled. It's like a polled genetic. But and it's just they're dangerous. I mean, it's just bottom line. You know, those things are sharp. If she got into it with that cow right now, it'd pierce a hole right through her. But I mean, our animals are really docile, but so I'm not worried about it, obviously, because she's here, but I do like the red color, and I like the slick coat. That's a big deal in the summertime. Is, again, these Devons don't have nearly as many flies on them as like that black animal behind her. The Devons have, no kidding, a quarter the amount of flies on them. And we used to spray our cows with fly spray and stuff, but I really try not to. Sometimes I always have a can in the four-wheeler in case in the hot summertime when I'm filling their water, and if one comes over by me and she's got a ton of flies on her, I'll just help her out and spray her face just because I feel bad about it. But the white face animals don't get the flies in their eyes either. They have the ones on their back a little bit. But like she has way less flies than the all black animals. The all black animals, the face flies, it's horrible. They're just like eating. It looks like they're getting right in their eyeballs and stuff. And you can get pink eye actually from that. It's like a very common, because the flies are all rolling in manure, and then they're getting that manure in the cow's eyes. So then they get pink eye. And then that's a whole ordeal trying to treat for that and everything. So, but luckily we haven't had any problems with that yet. And hopefully as the genetics of the herd start to get more like the buckskin brown bull over there, and get to be more of like the red calf color. Like that white face red one, that actually came from Flowery. And actually these two other white faces are Floweries. But so Floweries, that's his daughter. So that's why this is going to be his last year breeding on the farm. And then hopefully we can find another red animal, or we have a purebred Angus bull. And the Angus bull is actually 50% red Angus and 50% black Angus. So hopefully any of their Devons, the coats will still stay red. And hopefully Flowery's genetics, she spits out another red-faced. But we'll see. I definitely want to find another red bull, a Semitol bull again, because the guy that, we actually don't own that Semitol, but the guy that owns it, he said he's got a line on another Semitol that's a buckskin brown reddish color. So I'll probably, if it works out, I definitely want to breed with him just to get away from this black coat, because the black coat's no good for flies. But just heading towards a goal. It's just try to make it a little bit better. Every decision that you're doing, just try to make it a little better. Keep observing. That's the most important thing, is observing what is going on. With the land, with the animals. And just try to make it a little better. All right. I'll punch out of this.